What's poppin', people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I do hope you lot are all doing well today. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily series right here on Football Therapy, where I go across football news media, consolidate what's being said about the Blues, present it to you guys in a manageable, digestible package, offer you my opinion, but more importantly, ask for yours. And I must apologise, first off, for today's video, as we will be reacting to headlines from The Sun. Not just The Sun, but certainly a lot of it's coming from that dirt rag. But hey, I like Lewis Slam Dunk, and he's in the headlines, so we're going to be talking about him. Bellissimo. And Ben Foster as well, a goalkeeper that's really old, like Willy Caballero. Anyway, there's some fun, positive vibes to be had in this video, so settle in, get comfortable, and let me tell you why you should check out the OneFootball app. Oh yes, boys and girls, completely free. I use it every day. It keeps you completely plugged into the matrix that is football news. You can specify Chelsea news only, or indeed everything around the beautiful game, and when football's cooking, it gives you stats, fixtures, results, lineups, everything you need to be connected to football. So do check out the OneFootball app by clicking the link in the top of the description. Like I said, it's free. Do yourself the favour. Alright then, let's get into it. Right then, let's start off with Ben Foster. 37-year-old veteran. Willy Caballero is going to be 39 or is 39. I don't know, man. All these goalkeepers are like, they're going to need Zimmer frames soon. First things first. Ben Foster is an absolute G. He's one of the nicest guys in football, genuinely. He does a lot of community work. He's an absolute boss man. I love him. He's a good goalkeeper as well. But why would Chelsea buy a 37-year-old goalkeeper from Watford? First off, because he could be a really, really cheap option. Ask me the question. Jan, is he better than Caballero and at the moment, Aretha Balaga? Answer: yes. Jan, is he going to be affordable? Well, he's 37 and he's coming from relegated Watford, so yes. And apparently Everton are in for him as well, to replace Jordan Pickford or as backup. I'm not so sure. But the headlines are saying both Chelsea Football Club and Everton, the Toffees, are in for Ben Foster. Pretty banterish, yes. Now, at this point, could he be a second goalkeeper and Willy Caballero gets pushed back to third? Maybe. Genuinely an option. Willy Caballero, although Frank Lampard does think he's a good goalkeeper and trusted him, obviously, to a point, he's so old now. I think he gave him a 1-year extension for what he brings around the training ground, seniority, a good feel. Maybe he's not on that much money. Maybe that's precisely the thing you want from a third choice goalkeeper. Ben Foster could come in in second place. So you got 39, 37. Who knows? Maybe our first team goalkeeper will end up being 35 years old and it's just 2 years different. Jesus Christ. To be honest, man, if you ask me, I like the concept of having a third choice goalkeeper as an academy product to sort of learn around the veterans and train with the first team. You know what I mean? If Ben Foster comes in, maybe he comes in for 1 season. Like, just think about that for a second. Maybe we sign him on a 12-month deal to play as a first team goalkeeper at Chelsea, and Ben Foster might be interested in that, even if it's only 12 months. What? Play in the Champions League as a first team goalkeeper for 1 season? Why not? While Chelsea move things over, tick things on, generate more revenue, so then perhaps next season they can buy a new young goalkeeper? I don't know! Maybe they do loan Kepa away in Spain this season, bring in Foster in the meantime to sort of put the feelers out. By then, maybe the Spanish team is like, alright, we'll buy Kepa, have some money, and we're like, thank you, let's have that money, let's actually buy a new goalkeeper now. Thank you, Ben Foster, thank you, Willy Caballero, but you old men can leave, no offence, I like you both, and we move. Of course, this is not me telling you what's going on, I'm merely speculating as a Chelsea fan, hey, as we all do, right? And like I said, I'd like to reiterate, these stories are very much tabloid fueled in today's video. We're just talking about what's being said in the headlines, and I'm giving you and me some football therapy. So let's prepare for the worst and hope for the best and move on to the next story. Lewis Slam Dunk. Now, not the sexiest signing in the world, but the 28-year-old Premier League veteran is a die-hard Chelsea fan. Now, I'm going to stop there. Know this. My interest in Lewis Dunk is nothing to do with him being English or him being a Chelsea fan. It's because his player profile is perfect for Chelsea at the moment. I'm going to get into that. But it's a nice element, you know, he's going to play for the badge. That's great. The headlines are saying both Tottenham and Chelsea are in for him, but Dunk himself believes he's going to Chelsea. he believes he's going to Chelsea. Where's that story come from? And why does he believe that? Interesting. It would not surprise me in the slightest if both Chelsea and Tottenham are in for this player, because he's a good player. He's been posting very strong numbers in English football for years and years, whether it be the Championship or indeed the Premier League. He's very good at tackles and interceptions. He makes loads of clearances. He never gets dribbled past generally. He's very, very strong in that suit. And all the headlines are saying Chelsea to sign Lewis Dunk for £40 million. Now, Brighton aren't relegated. They could demand £40 million for a centre-half in his prime that's generally recognised as a very good centre-half. 40 million sounds crazy, but to be honest, yeah. Now, would Brighton sell Lewis Dunk, their talismanic super leader defender? Probably yes. They've got Ben White, who's been on loan at Leeds, who's been highly recognised as an excellent up-and-coming defender, to the point he was heavily linked with Chelsea and other big clubs, so they could probably bring in Ben. He's got loads of experience now and say, right, now we can make some decent money on Lewis Dunk. I don't know, sell him to Chelsea. So theoretically, I could see all of this happening, even though I'm not seeing a reliable source reporting on it yet. If you watch this channel and you watch me, you'll know that I really like Lewis Dunk, and personally I think he's exactly what Chelsea need. Sure, he's not this super young cultured centre-half from Europe, but think about it, right? You can take more of a risk up in the pointy end of the pitch, in the attackers, with buying in foreign players or people that don't speak English well, or they're not so acclimatized to English football, because you can take a risk that end. With attackers, with flair players, generally that's the rule, but the further back you go on the pitch, it makes much more sense, and it's much more of an intelligent move to buy within the league. Communication and experience is key at the bottom end of the pitch. Virgil van Dijk absolutely transformed Liverpool. Sure, he's not English, and sure, he's, world class, but he had Premier League experience. He was performing well in the Premier League in a smaller team in the shape of Southampton, and he was commanding and obviously spoke fluent English, so he could communicate to his whole back line and goalkeeper. Lewis Dunk is senior, he's a leader, Premier League experience. He could come into Chelsea's backline, tell everyone where to go, and pretty much take responsibility immediately. You won't get that with buying a cultured 21-year-old French centre-half with a good left foot. You just don't. Is that centre-half going to get mashed up in Chelsea's 6-yard box when he reaches the physicality of the Premier League, the uncertainty, the speed? Even if he speaks a bit of English, can he really have the authority to command the people around him and even communicate that well with his new teammates? It's all a gamble, whereas Lewis Dunk, you put him in there, bam, all those problems are not a problem for him. And that makes sense for Chelsea. Chelsea's problem with defending is the bread and butter. Lewis Slam Dunk is all about the bread and butter. But with that, like I said, he comes with a commanding, authoritative seniority. Think about that. He's not the sexiest signing in the world, and he's not a world-class centre-half. I'm just looking at him and saying, yes, in terms of what he is, that's what this current Chelsea defence absolutely needs. You dig? Virgil van Dijk wasn't being talked about as the player he is before he went to Liverpool. Better players around him, he flourished. I feel like the same will happen to Lewis Dunk. I'm not saying Lewis Dunk will turn into Virgil van Dijk. I'm just saying he might get better, and we might recognise him as an even better defender of what he is at the moment in this Chelsea side. It won't be spending 80-90 million pounds on a Koulibaly, who's a similar age. It will be someone in the Premier League with experience for half the price, who will have no problem commanding the younger players and defenders in the back line. And that's why I think Lewis Dunk would be a really good, realistic acquisition for Chelsea Football Club. So when I see his name being reported around in the rags, granted tabloids, I get excited. Hopefully that makes sense. What do you think? Get down in the comment section below and express your thoughts and opinions on these two players I've spoken about today. If you've enjoyed the video, drop a like. I also want to plug my second channel, Jan's Yard, where I'm doing basically daily live shows at the moment called Chatting Balls, where we talk about football. I'm going to do one today and talk about Man City getting eliminated from the Champions League by the hands of Lyon. Epic scenes. I'll clip a comment. I'll pin a comment from that channel in the top of the comment section so you can go check it out. It's loads of fun. See that you do that. Other than that, man, enjoy the football, and I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double, silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, bitch.